Today I'm going to show you how I made this Copycat Pizza Hut pan pizza. But before I do that, if you're new to this channel, just take a moment and hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Let's get right into it. The first thing you will need to do is to gather all your ingredients. You need your ingredients for your toppings, for your sauce, and for your dough if you're going to make it. Also, you will need a cast iron skillet. And the one that I am using is a 12.5 inch cast iron skillet. You don't have to use one this large, but you will need to use a cast iron skillet for this recipe. The next step is to prep the dough. I took a small amount of olive oil and I put it into a bowl. And then I took my dough. I did not make my dough from scratch. You can. I decided to just purchase a dough to save time. I got this dough from Central Market. It is really close to the dough that you would probably make at home. And so what I'm going to do is just take that dough and move it around into the olive oil and try to cover the entire thing, and while still keeping it in the ball shape. And then that's what it's going to look like. So I'm going to cover it and put it to the side so I can move on to my next step. For this next step, we're going to make the sauce. And for the sauce, you're going to need a blender. You can use any type of blender that you have. This is just the one that I am using. The can of tomatoes that I chose has a nice flavor to it. You probably could just blend the tomatoes by themselves and use that. But I decided to add a little more to it. So I'm going to add some seasonings to it. And the seasonings that I chose to use is garlic powder, basil, oregano leaves, and kosher salt. Now just combine the seasonings with the tomatoes and just blend it. And once you're done blending it, if you want to taste it to see if you need any more seasonings, you can add if you need to. But that should be enough. It makes a lot of sauce, so you want to put some aside for the pizza, but you will have some left over after making this sauce. And now we move on to the toppings. And for this step, you pretty much can use whatever you want. I chose to use sausage, and this was the brand of sausage that I picked. You can pick whatever you want. You don't have to use pork sausage, but I did for this particular recipe. And so I applied a small amount of olive oil to a pan and browned the sausage. And then I drained the excess oil from the sausage, and I put a small amount in a bowl so that I could set it to the side. So when I get ready to make the pizza, I will already have it on hand. My next topping is turkey pepperoni. I'm just so used to picking up turkey, but you can use whatever pepperoni you have. I also wanted to add bacon, so I cooked 2 strips, and then I removed the excess oil and chopped the bacon up and put it to the side as well. Now onto the cheese. You know you can't have great pizza without great cheese. So this is the brand that I use. You can use prepackaged cheese if you want to. But I use this brand, and after completing the process of getting my cheese together, I stopped and preheated my oven to 475 degrees. So you can do that at this time as well. Now that we have our dough, our sauce, and all of our toppings together, you want to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil to your cast iron skillet. You want to have enough in your skillet so that it covers the entire bottom, and that you can also put some of the oil on the sides of the pan because you want to brown your dough. and you don't want your pizza to stick as well. So you know, gently stretch your dough, and you just kind of start pushing it out towards the sides to cover the entire bottom of your pizza pan. And now that you're getting close to covering the entire pan with your dough, what you want to do is kind of push the dough up towards the sides. You're trying to make that rising crust. So, you know, as you push towards the edges of your cast iron skillet, kind of push the dough up with your fingers like I'm doing in this video. You're going to get a little of the olive oil on the dough, and that's fine. That's good. It's going to help it brown, you know, well. So just continue to push your dough on the sides and get ready for your next step. Now you want to apply that sauce that you made earlier, and you want to kind of leave the outer edges exposed. You don't want to cover any of that in sauce because, like I said, you're trying to make the rising crust. So you're going to start on the outer edge and kind of just work your way in the middle. This is the amount of sauce that I'm using. You don't have to use this much, but I like a lot of sauce, so it's just really up to you how you want to do it. Now I'm just going to add the rest of the toppings, and I will come back to let you know what your next steps will be. Now you need to bake your pizza for 10 minutes. And after the 10-minute mark, if you still need more time, add an additional 5 minutes. But you will have to watch it because your oven is so hot. Then after the 15-minute mark, if you need more time, add an additional 5 minutes. You should be fine after that. While your pizza is still in the oven, maybe about halfway through, you're going to want to make a butter spread for your crust. And for that, I use melted butter, oregano, basil, Parmesan cheese, and garlic powder. And you kind of want it to look like this. Now that your pizza is finally finished, you want to take that butter spread that you made earlier and just brush it all over the crust. And this is how your pizza should look after you've applied all of that garlicky, buttery spread. My pizza ended up taking 20 minutes to bake. I don't know how long yours will take, but mine took 20 minutes. You want to lift your pizza up so you can see how brown the crust is, but also you want to lift it up because you want to move it to another place so you can cut it. You can serve it in your cast iron skillet, or you could just put it on a pizza pan like I did. And that's all. There you have it. A Copycat Pizza Hut pan pizza at home. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like this recipe. Let me know if you make this recipe. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.